We're going to be starting off by understanding what's really happened as far as the markets are concerned, the derivative market is concerned, especially because SEBI chief, Mr. Tuhin Kanta Pandey, has spoken on the sidelines of an event today to the reporters, saying that there is a consultation paper that is underway to discuss about and to decode as to what should be the duration or the tenure of the derivatives as well, as far as the expiry is concerned. The kind of preference that Mr. Tuhin Kanta Pandey, as a SEBI chief, has said is that he would prefer there is a longer tenure of the derivatives market, but of course everything has to be gone in through the consultation of various stakeholders. Let's first listen into what SEBI chief has really said on that front.
Means that that we can have longer term, more longer term derivatives. But all this is to be done in consultation. As I said, that in what form, how, we'll have the consultations.
So we will have a consultation paper coming?
Yes. Nothing will be on,
By when
this
will
part
the
of the.
consultation paper?
No, I mean, I can't
Is
give
it
you
like
the.
in a month,
No,
in a week?
no, I can't tell you that, but that's the thinking process we have.
But your preference is for a longer.
Yes, I mean that is qualitatively we have to see, but we have to calibrate it. So if you really look at my statement, where I said in a calibrated manner.
So weekly की जगह आप
No,
15 days monthly
I
or
said,
like what is
I'm not taking the thing because these are not something which are they. This is only in principle with what I'm stating we should be doing. But
Have you discussed with depositories, because the last time it was mentioned on the grey market, curbing the grey market thing in January around so has the discussion now proceeded with depositories on this pilot project for pre-IPO trading?
no, this is just an idea I'm just throwing now, as a question mark.
So is it just an information based platform or it will be
I'm giving a lot of questions. Today the conference is all about deliberation, so I'm saying that क्या करना चाहिए हमें तो उस आप if you just go through my speech we'll get it uploaded in the website.
No, I heard it.
So any work has started on increasing the tenure of contracts, or sir, it is just right now a thought process within SEBI?
Yeah, this is a thought process.
All right, so there you heard it, Indian Markets Regulator Chief Mr. Tuhin Kanta Pandey clearly talking about how there is a plan that is contemplating to, somehow increase the tenure and the maturity of the equity derivatives contract as they continue to look to curb trading in this segment where more than 90% of the traders have been suffering losses. Remember, SEBI has consistently come out with that kind of a report even earlier. Now, SEBI chief has said that equity market volumes have actually doubled in the last 3 years, and therefore they are actually thinking of that there could be a proposal to think of longer tenures for derivatives to check this volatility. Now, whether this will be, there is no clarity yet whether the tenure will be longer than 1 week, how long will it be, fortnightly or will it be monthly. That Mr. Tuhin Kanta Pandey has clearly said that he will not be able to suggest anything at this point in time. There will be a consultation paper in the offing. Let's actually welcome our guests on board. We have Dr. Venkachalam Shanmugam, who's the partner of MC Cube, who's joining in on this platform with us. Dr. Venkachalam, thank you so much for taking the time out. It's been a very important day of discussion, and to have you with all the wealth of experience that you have had in policy making and how you've seen the markets from all corners, from commodities, capital markets, it will be the best to understand from you, how do you really see the current situation and what could be in the offing. Now, we have been seeing consistent efforts from SEBI to somehow protect the retail investor at large. 90% of the F&O traders are known to have lost money in their trading. How do you see today's statements coming in from the SEBI chief, and what do you think could be on top agenda that SEBI may have?
I think, as the chairman has rightly said, that it is a logical movement that the regulator is taking in terms of those two reports which have been consequently done and has been indicating that more than 90% of the retail participants has been losing as against the latest case that has happened where the Jane Street was found to be manipulating the markets and things like that actually. So I mean it's if you cut back and look at like what actually was happening is that the expiry day volatility in the markets actually, and that expiry day volatility was found out to be the major reason for the retail losses that have been happening in the markets actually. And I mean, in my opinion, I think SEBI moved on from monthly to weeklies actually. What could be so weeklies is the lowest the tenure of the contract which are currently available in the market. And given what SEBI chairman had said, I think it could be monthly, which the SEBI may think about permitting only monthlies to be permitted, or somewhere between weekly or monthly to be permitted actually. But if I look back and see, I mean, internationally, are there any contracts where there is there is a fortnightly contract or something? I mean, I'm not particularly aware of any of the, equity derivative contracts which are like fortnightly or something. So my guess is
Okay.
strongly that SEBI may permit the monthly contracts rather than the, weekly contracts.
Dr. Venkachalam, just help us understand, we have seen in the recent past the Jane Street episode that occurred, which brought to light that a lot of manipulation is underway with such large hedge players also operating and taking the benefit of the large volumes on such expiry days, therefore somehow causing a hurt to the less informed, less experienced retail investors at large. Now, of course, SEBI has consistently been putting its own mechanisms into place to check any kind of a manipulation. That's one. But do you think increasing the tenure of such derivatives contracts can also help cut any kind of manipulations that occur?
See, manipulations can occur one during the expiry days, which is what was clearly coming out from the investigation which SEBI had put forward actually. So and in a weekly, then you have 4 or 5 weeklies in a month actually. So that literally becomes a kind of a play for the retail investors being lured into to get into the market to play around and lose their money actually. So if we cut away from weekly to monthly, then probably you have only one expiry to play around with actually. And that too, my suggestion maybe is to say that there should be only one monthly expiry, because if we have two of the exchanges which are having the monthly contracts
Yeah.
actually, that leads to SEBI giving two different expiry days to two exchanges actually. So that again becomes an expiry play for the participants actually. So yes, you're right. I mean, cutting away from weekly to monthly will actually reduce the volatility and also reduce the attempts to manipulate the markets and make the retail lose the money.
Absolutely. You made a very important point, sir, where you did mark out that there are two primary exchanges that we function with right now, which have been both assigned to different days in a week for now at least. This was a change that was brought in just about, weeks from now or months from now, and it will come into effect only from 1st of September. So it's still to implement, and now there is a rethink on how things should actually pan out. There will be more exchanges going forward is what we are given to understand as well. So, could you elaborate on the kind of risk that will have, and, what kind of mechanism should SEBI be, looking at to ensure that number of exchanges that keep increasing do not ultimately lead to, again, contradicting their own efforts right now?
You're really right, actually. So that is also another concern on the back of which I spoke about having only one expiry day, even if the SEBI has to permit the monthly contract, actually, because four, exchanges coming in and they bargain a point in terms of us having different expiry dates, actually, and that becomes essentially again four, monthly expiry plays for the market participants, actually. So essentially, eventually, I think SEBI should look at concentrating the. I think there have been reports which have been coming around about the concerns that the regulators have put about the expiry day play. So, given that, I believe that I think on that SEBI should be strict about having only one expiry day rather than allowing each exchanges to have a different expiry day in a month actually. So that becomes a 4 expiry days. Typically, we are going back to the weekly expiries, right? So
Yeah.
it should not be permitted.
Absolutely. Today's reaction speaks for itself. BSE stock has fallen by about 7%. We have Angel One that's also seen a drop about 6-7%. So again, these statements are causing some hurt on these exchange-related, brokerage-related stocks, which are again fearing the loss of volume, at least at this point in time. I want to understand from you, from a broader perspective, do you think all these disruptions are somehow priced in, or much more can actually happen on the course to follow going forward from here? What would your thought process be for all those investors who've been very big on capital markets related stocks over the last 1 year? How should they be viewing such developments, sir?
Yeah, so you're right, actually. So, if you look at the derivative markets growth, actually, it's an explosive growth. That's how I would, tend to explain that. Actually, that's an explosive growth. We need to slow down and look back what we need to do. And what we need to do is to strengthen our cash markets and strengthen the IPO sector, actually, so that so look at so in terms of India as an economy, we are the 4th largest economy. But if you look at the market capitalization, we are the 5th largest market in terms of market capitalization. So that has to keep pace with the growth in the economy, and so that the economic growth can further be sustained and supported by the market actually. So we need cash markets, we need liquid cash markets, we need more play in the cash markets rather than the derivative play, which is again. So as a theoretical person, I always wondered, what do the derivative contract try to, discover in the equity market compared with the cash market? Because you anyway are playing the price to earnings ratio, actually, whether you do it for today, whether you do it for 1 month ahead, it's one and the same, right? So I think, it's occurring at the right time. The nation is going ahead with the online gaming ban, and, that is, if that follows up with this reduction in derivative trading, it will definitely contribute to further strengthening of the cash markets, which is much more needed.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. Venkatrachalam, thank you so much for all these wonderful insights that you've shared with us. This is a topic that begs much longer discussion, and we will continue to do that with you over the course of few days to come as well, and as and when we see some more developments taking place. Thank you so much for being with us on the program.
Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.